Hello, and welcome back to the reentry room where we dismantle outdated workplace culture and build something better for ambitious moms. I'm Alexa Starks, a leadership expert, speaker, and founder of Executive Moms and mom to two little toddlers. I created the Reentry Blueprint workshop to help companies retain, support, and elevate working moms. But today's episode isn't for companies, it's for you. If you are currently on maternity leave or navigating your first year back at work, I want you to know that you do not have to figure this out alone. I now offer one on one coaching for working moms in their first year back from maternity leave. It's customized to where you are in your reentry journey, your role, your goals, your energy, your bandwidth. You get a partner who sees the full picture, who's lived it twice, who can understand your ambition and equally your exhaustion. So as you listen to this episode, if any part of it hits home, please take a breath and then check out link in the description, my website, executivemoms.co/coaching, and book a free call with me. And we'll talk about where you are, what you need, and how to rebuild your leadership in a way that actually fits your life now. Okay, so let's get into today's episode. We're going to walk through 3 ways to reclaim, I hate that word reclaim, retake your visibility, your influence, and your leadership without burning out just to prove that you belong. Because let's be real, it is unfortunate. It happens that you do have to sort of prove that you can hang when you get back, right? Especially if we're exhausted, you're tired, you are navigating early mom life and newborn life, and it's a lot. And it does feel like you have to prove that you can still do your full job while being exhausted or navigating a baby and pumping or breastfeeding and all of that. Even though you shouldn't have to prove anything, you're way more capable, if anything, now. But I've literally been there. I have 2 kids. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. And I remember when I came back from maternity leave, both times, all of my meetings had been reshuffled. They've been moved to new days. Some people had new roles. There was some org change, and some of my stretch work projects had been changed or reassigned or not really coming to fruition anymore. And no one said, "We don't value you anymore." But I could feel it. I could feel the subtle sidelining. And I remember bringing up a promotion track with my manager, and it kind of got the response of, let's work on some bigger stretch projects." Not even a timeline, just let's work on these. These are like, promotion making projects. Let's work on these first. Which is such bullshit. But, as a mom, it's very normal to get passed over, unfortunately, and get overlooked when you come back. And that's part of what I work so hard on in the workplace setting, is to reshape those biases and change that culture. But I remember that I also, when I was first coming back from maternity leave, I didn't have the same capacity pre-baby to climb the hill and fight back as much as I did before. And so I needed smarter strategies to reestablish my influence without working myself into the ground. And so I built what I call this the visibility plan. And so this is going to help you re-enter after maternity leave or within your first year back. Make sure that you can still own your power and presence. So here's how it works. The first step, you're going to redefine what you want to be known for now after having kids. This is the foundation. Too many moms come back trying to catch up to who they were before. And let's be real, you're not the same person that you were before. Honestly, you are so much better, so much stronger, so much more capable than you were before. And so I don't ever want to have you work on going back to who you were. I want you to work on owning who you are now and the capability and capacity and strength that you have now as a mom. And so this first step is all about deciding who you want to be now, what you want to be known for. What kind of leader do you want to be seen as? Are you more empathetic now? Are you more patient now? Are you more resilient now? Are you more of a strategic, big idea thinker now, rather than, I loved spreadsheets before. Now I'm like, no, I want to be known for my strategy, big picture thinking, right? And what conversations do you want to be pulled into? Do you want to be in more leadership meetings and sit in? You can always say, I'd love to sit in on more of these leadership meetings and get a better feel for how these decisions are being made. And what problems light you up, Right, like I said before, I loved a good Excel macro spreadsheet and figuring out some technical, tactical things. But after having kids, I was all strategy, all big picture. What systems can I implement that helps my team gain more efficiency and productivity and makes their job easier? And so it's all more bigger picture. So this clarity is going to really help you. When you can say, this is now the kind of work I do best, this is where I want to lead, people know how to place you. They know where to add you to meetings and add you to projects. So write down one sentence of after leave or now that I'm back from maternity leave, I want to be known as X who does Y. And so this is going to become your anchor, your filter, your new headline, so to say. Okay, and then the second step is reintroduce yourself strategically. So this is the part that we don't really talk about. No one really says. There's no handbook for it, certainly, but people don't know what to say when you come back. And this is something I work with corporations on in my workplace workshops is what managers can say that's actually supportive to new moms when they come back from leave, because most of them say nothing, right? Or they'll just say, "How's the baby?" and then quickly move on to something else. And so I work with companies on training managers to do better for working moms. But until I can get to every single company, you unfortunately may work at a company where your manager says nothing. And so this is gonna be on you for a while, unfortunately, until we can get to every company. But they this happens all the time. This happened with my managers that they said nothing, and that's eventually why I created my business. But they loop you into projects late, they say something awkward, or they assume that you're just easing in, and so they don't add you to things, and so you have to speak up, and it's about finding your footing, right? And so you have to take the lead strategically. So you can schedule short catch ups with colleagues or cross functional team leaders and send a simple update like email or Slack note that says like, "Hey, I'm back. I'm excited to reengage on X project. Here's what I'm focusing on now, and here's how I can support your team." Right? And so visibility isn't just being seen, it's being clear about what you want people to see you for. Right? So if I in my example, I might have said like, "Hey, I'm working on more bigger picture strategy for my team and how we can implement some new systems to gain more efficiency. And if it works well for my team, I'm happy to roll it out and train your team as well on this new system. And how please let me know if there's anything else I can do to support you." Right? And so that lets someone know, "Oh, she's focusing more on big picture strategy now. That's interesting. Okay." And so then whenever they have a meeting on something strategic, they might think, "Oh, let's include Alexa on that because she's been doing some system strategy stuff with her team. She'll probably find this really interesting." Right? So this is really important to reintroduce yourself with intention so that you can say, like, "Yes, I'm here, I'm back, and I'm still leading." Right? Okay. Last step. Step 3 is speak up without over explaining. This one's hard because when you've been out of the loop for however long, let's say 3 months of maternity leave, when you've been out of the loop, it's tempting to tiptoe back in. And yes, by all means, we want to slowly ramp you up sustainably so you don't burn out trying to be at 100% on day 2. But I don't want you to apologize for being behind. I don't ever want you to have to say or feel like you need to say, "I'm so sorry I've been gone for 3 months," because you were busy doing way more than they were ever doing. So, I don't want you to apologize for being behind. I don't want you to over validate everyone else's ideas or wait until your thoughts and ideas are perfectly formed for you to speak up. So, first, you don't owe anyone a flawless comeback. You can still have tough days and then better days, especially as the time from maternity leave coming back increases, right? And now you're 4 months back. Now it's 5 months back, 6 months back. Your baby's, getting older and older. It's going to get easier and easier. When you have a 3 month old versus you have a 9 month old, whew, that's a game changer, a night and day difference in experience of sleep that you're getting maybe, and you're not breastfeeding anymore. Maybe you are, but it's less. And so it's much different for you. And so it's okay in the beginning that some days are bumpy and rough and other days are easier and you're adjusting. That's why I teach and co-create with you in my coaching program a 90-day roadmap, reentry plan, right? And I just teach this in my workshops as well, is creating a reentry plan. So it's sustainable. You have 90 days, readjust, slowly ramp up. But so this is important that I don't want you to feel like you need to lead by being perfect. You lead by showing up with perspective, with new insight. Your credibility isn't gone. It just needs reactivation. So say the thing, ask the question, provide the insight, even if your camera's off because you're pumping at the same time, even if no one else is saying the idea that you have, speak up without over explaining. Okay. So that's it. Moms don't have to lose their edge after leave. And this is all about getting your visibility back in systems that have not yet learned how to hold you. So you get to reclaim your leadership. You get to design your own visibility plan. And you don't have to do it alone. Like I said, if you're in your first year back after work, first year back to work after having a baby, I want to work with you. I have a few more spots open for this year in my one on one coaching. It's built for exactly this season for ambitious moms who want to lead, not apologize. So the link is in my description. It's executivemoms.co/coaching. Book a free call with me and we'll talk about how we can design a return to work plan or reset if you're already back, that works for your life, your goals, and your leadership style. All right. I'll see you in your inbox, in your DMs, or mine, and right back here next week on the Reentry Room. If this episode made you rethink how we support working parents, share it with someone in your corner or someone in charge. And if your company is ready to lead the change, learn more about the Reentry Blueprint Workshop at executivemoms.co. Because thriving after leave should not be the exception. It should be the system.